On the island of Sodor, there are many stories to tell. Some about the day's adventure, and some about the past, like the story of Duke the Lost Engine. One evening, at Tidmouth Sheds, the engines had returned from a hard day's work and were pleased to rest their wheels.
It's always hard work for us.
Yeah, but it's always nice to have a rest at the end of the day and listen to stories.
Speaking of stories, why don't I tell you one?
I think we've heard quite a lot of your stories before, Edward.
But what about the one of Alfred and his friends?
The engines were surprised. They had never heard that story before.
I don't think we've never heard that story before, Edward. I don't think we all have.
In that case, I'll tell you the story.
So everyone listened, and this was the story he told. Tales of a Railway. Not so very long ago, there were 3 engines who lived in their own shed on their own railway. Their names were Alfred, Jacob, and Sophie. Alfred was an American engine, but he spoke with a British accent. He was proud of this and loved to keep his friends in order. But whenever they did anything that Alfred thought wrong, he would say, "Manager would not be pleased." Over the years, other engines came and went, but Alfred had lasted them all. Sometimes, Jacob and Sophie would tease Alfred and go, "Engines come and engines go," but Alfred goes on forever.
You little pair of cheeks. Whatever are you engines coming to?
Don't worry about it, Alfred. We're only young ones.
Well, you better mind, or else you would like to end up like that diesel.
What diesel?
This diesel was a show-off. She'd roll roughly and often derail. I warned her to be careful, but she took no notice.
Listen, Steamy, who worries about a few spills?
We do hear, I said, that stupid diesel not listen. Until one day manager was going to make her useful at last. The diesel stopped laughing then.
Why? What did he do?
He turned her into a generator. She's still there behind our shed. She'll never move again.
After that, Jacob and Sophie became really useful engines, and all 3 were happy together for many years. But then, hard times came. This happened when Alfred stopped at the port to pick up some passengers, but the boat hadn't arrived. Then, the portmaster came.
The boat won't be stopping here anymore, I'm afraid. The link and travel services have been discontinued.
No, surely that can't be true.
But it was true. The quarries, mines, and stations were starting to go bankrupt until they closed down. Rolling stock was either sold or scrapped on site. The engines themselves were put up for sale. Soon, some people came to buy the engines.
We'll take Jacob and Sophie.
I think I haven't made a sale. What if I'm scrapped?
Surely manager can't do that.
Just then, the manager came to see them.
I've had someone on the phone. And he wants to buy Alfred.
Really? Do you mean it?
Indeed I do, Alfred.
Alfred was so happy, he thought his boiler would burst.
Well done, Alfred. You really deserve it.
Alfred smiled, and when his old line closed and he went to his new home, Alfred felt like he was the luckiest engine in the world.
And that is the whole story. Did you like it?
Yes, indeed, Edward!
Especially the happy ending.
And soon, all the engines were asleep, too.